So, Luke, on Saturday we travelled to Welling United for our last pre-season friendly prior to the league starting the following Saturday. But on Tuesday evening we hosted a Peterborough United here at Meadow Park and won 2-0. How impressed were you with that performance?
On the night, very impressed, I have to say. And on reflection, watching back the footage, even more impressed. I felt the first 8 to 10 minutes, they were very dominant, come out the blocks. When you got your gaffer sitting in the bench taking the game, it shows you how important he see the game, and the person on the pitch would have to deliver on a performance. I felt after that initial 8 to 10 minutes, we were very productive. We controlled the game of football. The way in which we're trying to play was evident. Cab scores a great goal with his head. Corey Whiteley goes and scores a master goal. If you see that in the National League, people will be talking about it. The way that he broke, the little skill, and then the finish was immaculate. So for me, yeah, the performance was superb. I don't care about the result. That's not something that I said from the minute we landed at Wingate. It's all about the performances, and I honestly felt that we've seen a progression in that group across the last 3 or 4 weeks, and we're working on bits in training that we want to hone in on, and I think that the boys are taking all the information on board.
So you talk about a style of play. We're now 6 games into pre-season. We've won the last 4 prior to 2 defeats to Wingate and to Billericay. It's really been evident that there is a style to our play with an intensity and with a press. Is that how you want to Luke Garrard's side to look in the National League next season?
Yeah, very much so. I think we've got the personnel to do that. Will that be an easy ask across a 46 game season? No, but then I say and temper that with myself, Dodsey, Cameron have got to be on the button in terms of the personnel we have in the building. I think you look at the subs we make on Tuesday evening in Danny Woodard, Dave Stevens, Shaq Coulter, Zane Angol, Gus McFatter and Pierre Mongoya. You could quite easily have them in your starting 11. So we have to be boxing clever in terms of the shuffling of the pack at times, because a pressing game you need to be fit, you need to be fresh. But that is definitely something we've worked on in pre-season, something we're working on. Even today we worked on organisation, pressing and countering. So that'll be something that we'll be telling the boys to implement in the game against Welling tomorrow. You look at the 2 games against Wingate and Billericay, it was a mixed bag in terms of the 2 11s. We kind of had a settled side against Slough, in fairness. Concord we still made mixed subs, and you saw what we offered up at Slough. You see how we played against Finishing Touch, and I felt that on Tuesday with your 75s and your 90 minutes against Peterborough, you saw a side that on board, understand their jobs and roles and responsibilities, play with intensity as you suggested, and yeah, when they get it right, they look like a team that can do the business. Got to be appreciative of the level, got to be appreciative of the opposition. The Solihull of old would be very much regimental, big, strong, putting balls in your box, so at times you might not have the luxury of playing against a Solihull team. I know Jimmy Shan's in there now and he's a different style of manager, but there'll be oppositions in Eastleigh that are big and strong. You might have to earn the right on a 90-minute game of football as opposed to controlling it like we did on Tuesday evening against Peterborough. So I think you've got to be fluid in that. I think we've got personnel in the building that can do that. I look at Tom Champ, Dave Stevens, Jamal Femi that can play, but they can also roll their sleeves up and have a terror. So that's good, that's positive. What we've seen in the last 3 friendlies has been brilliant in terms of performances. 11 goals and 1 against is something that I'm honing in on, because to concede 5 in the first 2 games isn't a stat that I like. I'm based on organisation and based on clean sheets, and that's something that I feel that we've worked on, and yeah, the boys are bought into.
So you allude to there the personnel and having a plan A, but also a plan B and a plan C. One of the people that you've brought in this summer, Corey Whiteley, you alluded to his goal and how special that was. In terms of the way you want to play, how important has he been in the last few games as that trigger from that 10 position in your press?
Yeah, I look at him and Pierre. I think Pierre's had a superb pre-season. I've spoken to Pete, so I'm not talking out line. He should be 4 or 5 goals deep. With him, he's a clever footballer, clever individual, sees little pictures, sees little pockets, and He's like our little maestro. With Corey, he's more intensity in his play. At times you need to wheel him in because he presses without the back line going with, and that's something that we're discussing with Rico and Kieran and Gus, that you have to identify when you can let him off the leash, but when he goes, he nicks. Dodzy calls it half a foul. He always half a foul. He might give it away 3 out of 4, but he'll nick the 1 out of 4 and we go and get the goal, and that was evident again on Tuesday evening. But he's been a breath of fresh air, as has Zane, as has Gus, as has Shaq. All the new boys that have come in the building, they bought right into how we want to work. The intensity, if you was to come and watch a session during the week, you'd assume that was a National League game. I had a game there today, old v young. There's hunger to win a game of football. So, yeah, going back to the point on Corey, love Cor, known him from old, speak to him at length with regards to where I see him and how he plays the 10 role. But yeah, his intent to press and go and stop their foreplay has been positive for us because he gets us at the park, and he's another one that can carry the ball from midway of your half up to their half with good quality. And when you've got the likes of Gus, Kieran, Rico, Sorba, Zane and Kane alongside him, and they have options to play to Reedy, Shaq and Cabs, you're talking about some very good personnel.
So we sit here and we're talking obviously about pre-season friendlies and the build-up to Wrexham on the first game of the season. Midweek, there was some doubt surrounding that. Obviously, DCMS came out and said that there'll be a pause to spectators in the stadium. And the National League, in a managers meeting that you was in, announced that there could be possibly a delay to the start of the season. Were you shocked to be the recipient of that news on behalf of this football club?
I've got to be honest, I sat in a Zoom call for about an hour and 45 minutes with all the other managers. We spoke about an hour and 43 minutes of it about refs, discipline, betting, social media and racism, which is so important, don't get me wrong. Then it was like a flippant comment right at the end, just be aware, if there's no fans, there's no football. Then someone else bowls in and goes, just to be aware, just to echo that point, if there's no fans, there's no football. No disrespect to any manager in the National League, I can imagine all their chairmen are a little bit aggrieved to the fact that they've learnt that message from their managers. The National League work on behalf of the football clubs, not for, on behalf of. So I look at that and go, surely that should have been the information to the chairmen, the CEOs and the owners of the football clubs within the National League to ensure that they get that message and try and deal with things and find a solution in the best way possible. Us managers are here to do jobs in terms of picking teams, getting 3 points and getting us into the EFL. So yeah, listen, I was a little bit shocked. I felt that it was a very positive managers meeting. It's nice to see all the faces of everyone. Obviously been in lockdown, you talk to a lot more on the phone as opposed to sitting next to him on a bench and playing a 90-minute game of football. So that side was nice, but for me picking the phone up to my chairman 5 minutes after that, yeah, he wasn't best pleased, and I totally appreciate that. And I listened to his interview, and I've had people that have commented on his interview saying that he speaks some truths, a lot of truths. And for me, I'm probably talking out of turn. We need to start on October 3rd. We have to. Let's get games going, and then we'll deal with the government in terms of finding a solution for financial help or assistance. But fundamentally, we need to start games of football. We claimed we was elite clubs. That would give us the opportunity to get into the EFL. The elite clubs being in the EFL and the Championship have all started. So we're the only 2 leagues that currently in the whole of the country that are not playing football. Let's start, let's get going, and let's enjoy playing against each other for 3 points.
So hopefully season starts October 3rd, but prior to that we obviously travel to Welling on Saturday. What is Welling about? Is it about those finishing touches prior to the start of the season?
You always want one where it's your biggest test. I've got to be honest, if I see Bradley Quinton bringing on 5 or 6 subs on the halfway mark, then for me, question marks on the friendly. I can't imagine that's happening. I can't imagine he's thinking anything other than he's starting 11 for their FA Cup time on the 3rd of October. And that's my mindset. I've got to be honest, I'm looking at where we're at with regards to our team, nailing down what we've done this week, back end of this week, Thursday, Friday. We've given him a lot of information. Dodsy's come in this year and he's been a breath of fresh air. He's got great terminology, great understanding of the game. He's brought sort of his message and his thought process in terms of what he sees and how he sees we can improve. He's done his homework on us, watched all of our 37 games. He felt that we can improve in certain areas. And we've worked on that. And we've not come away from the way we've worked in previous years. It's trying to find them 1%. Going to Welling on Saturday, it's going to be bite, bollock and fire. That's what it is. That's what National League's about. It ain't going to be easy. It's not going to be nicey, tippy-tappy playing in front of you like Peterborough did at times. It's going to be putting it balls in behind you, making you face your own goal, elbowing you, kicking you, picking you up after you've just been fouled. That's what National League's about, and that's something that we need to ensure that we're ready for come 3rd of October. So going to Welling is a perfect test, great opportunity for us to continue the momentum. That's all it is. I don't worry about the winning, no. That's a mentality, I get that, but the performance levels in the last 3, first half at Concord, have been immaculate. And that's saying that I'm not getting above my station. We were awesome last year. He's got 9 points out of 10 games in the first start to the National League. So I totally appreciate pre-season means nothing. Yes, injuries is a big thing for me. Coming out of Welling tomorrow with an injury-free squad is going to be the biggest news. And we have the luxury to go 4 sessions. We'll watch the footage on Kidderminster Telford and Southport that Wrexham have played their last 3 games. We'll work out where they're at as a group and as a squad, and we need to ensure we're on it. We need to ensure we do what we do, and I honestly believe if we do that, we'll be alright.